which comes very early on in the Tai Chi Yang style 24 form. And we're not even doing this much of the sequence. What we're focusing on is the half step up. That movement is the key.
A half step forward position creates ideal core muscle engagement for initiating a weight shift in natural walking. Unlike full speed walking, it eliminates momentum, allowing us to focus mindfully on each element of the core movement. From this position, we can transition into the swing through phase with greater clarity and control. Without the interference of momentum, we're able to isolate and feel which muscles are truly responsible for generating the swing through phase correctly.
Hey everybody, if you have any challenges with your posture or your walking technique, this one Tai Chi movement can help correct them. I'm talking about posture issues such as a slouching posture or anterior pelvic tilt, and walking challenges such as walking with duck feet or leaning forward with a heavy heel strike. In fact, almost any posture or walking technique issue can be improved by practicing this one movement in the correct way. And if you are new to Tai Chi, it's really fantastic because this is one of the first Tai Chi movements that you will learn, so you are probably already familiar with it. You just may not know how to connect this movement to your normal daily activities like posture or walking. That's what you're going to learn today in this video. And if you're new to the channel, I'm Dr. Todd Martin, creator of both the Tai Chi Code and the Walking Code. Let's go ahead and jump right in. The movement we're going to be looking at is the transition between brush knee and play the fiddle, which comes very early on in the Tai Chi Yang style 24 form. And we're not even doing this much of the sequence. What we're focusing on is the half step up. That movement is the key.
A half step forward position creates ideal core muscle engagement for initiating a weight shift in natural walking. Unlike full speed walking, it eliminates momentum, allowing us to focus mindfully on each element of the core movement. From this position, we can transition into the swing through phase with greater clarity and control. Without the interference of momentum, we're able to isolate and feel which muscles are truly responsible for generating the swing through phase correctly.
So let's go back to the first position ending after brush knee. And we're going to do this with the right leg back, left leg forward, but you can also switch around because you will want to try this on both sides, mirror images. So I have my left foot facing directly forward. My right foot is angled out at 45 degrees, and I'm pushing forward with the right palm. And then I have my left palm down by my left knee, hence the name brush knee. And then now we're going to do a half step up. As I said, if you've already done some Tai Chi, you may already be familiar with this half step up. And so we're going to pull the rear leg off the ground. The left arm is going to move forward, and the right arm is going to begin to drop back. That's the preparatory position. That is the half step. So let's go back and look at this again. What we're doing to create this action is engaging three elements of the core. And when people have posture or walking issues, they're often not engaging all three of those elements. So it's key to get each one of these. The first element is going to be the upper waist, which in this position is turning forward on the right. And when I do the half step up, I need to turn forward on the left, which is why you see my left arm begin to move forward. The next part of the core is going to be the lower abdominal muscles, the lower abs. When we are in this position, we are engaging the lower abs on the right. They're tucking my pelvis on the right and helping project energy backward off the ground because they're turning back and to the right. That's what the lower abs are doing. As they're turning back to the right, they're also tucking the pelvis on the right. And then they're coordinating with the upper waist that's turning forward on the right. So the upper waist is turning forward on the right, lower abs are turning back on the right. That is what I call torsional rotation of the waist, or like a twisting action. So that's what we have here. And then we're going to change the lower abs from tucking and turning on the right to tucking and turning on the left. So you're going to tuck the pelvis on the left with the left lower abs while you release the lower abs on the right. And you're also going to turn your belly button to the left. That's part of the lower ab action. And that's going to root your left leg to the ground and remove the root from the right leg. And in order to make all of this possible, we need to, at the same time, lift the right leg off the ground by flexing the right hip. So that's right hip flexion. When we started the movement, we have right hip extension, so we're pushing back against the ground. And then now we're going to pull up from the right hip as we turn forward on the left and then root the left with the lower abs on the left. And that gets us into this half step. This is the key position that I want you to feel and practice. You want to feel the engagement of the upper waist, so reach forward with your left hand to make sure you're engaging the left upper abdominal muscles. And then at the same time, tuck the pelvis on the left. If you feel like you're tilted over like this, then you're going to have to take the lower abs and pull up, which is what they do with the lumbar spine. They pull up the lumbar spine and pelvis to bring them into this neutral pelvic tilt. If you feel really stiff and you can't get into that position, that means you're going to need to do some stretches of the lower back and your hips. A good stretch for that is the yoga cow and cat pose. I will post a link to that in the description section. That's if you have difficulty getting to this position due to stiffness. So this is the position we're going to be in. If we relate this to walking, that is going to be the same position we're in after we take a step and lower the flat of the foot to the ground. That lowering of the flat of the foot, that is the position you're going to be in the half step. But there's no momentum. And so we can clearly see the transition between this movement and then the next movement, which is going to be the swing through of the step. So from this position, we're going to take the half step up, get into our position. The left side of our abdominal core is activated. And then now we just have to activate the left hip to pull ourselves forward. Just to differentiate, if you try to push down, what you're going to get is this. You're just going to straighten your leg out, which is not the goal. So pushing down is going to get you that. Pulling up from here is going to get you this. If you can do that motion, I guarantee you can fix duck feet if you have them. Because when people walk with duck feet, they are just swinging the swing leg forward instead of powering the step with their standing leg, which is what's necessary. And it's also going to answer one question that I was about to do another video on, but I think this is going to answer the question for you. And that is, do you need to push off with your toes when you are walking? That is a really common recommendation. What you're going to see here is we do not need to push off. There is no momentum needed to get the rear leg to swing forward. It is all rotational actions of the core muscles, which is why I'm able to do it in very much slow motion and execute a perfect swing through of the step. I did not need any momentum pushing the toes off the ground, as is often suggested, to get the body to go forward. We get to the half step and then controlled lift forward and then place your heel and continue walking. If you practice that, it's going to help you correct any of your posture issues, any of your walking technique issues, and it's going to help keep your spine aligned, keep your hips, knees, and ankles aligned as they should be, and take a lot of stress off your joints. And that should prevent or alleviate a lot of problems that people have with pain in the joints. Not just those joints, but even your shoulder joints. It's going to help you with the alignment of your shoulders so you don't end up with rotator cuff problems. Thanks for watching the video and have a great one. I'll see you in the next one.